Welcome. In this lesson, we are going to talk about tabs and the different ways that we can set tabs. First, a tab is simply where you hit the tab button on the keyboard and it will move the cursor to the point at where you have set your tab stop. What that means is on the ruler, right up in this area, all the way across. These numbers are your inches. On the left-hand side, way over, you will see a tiny little L. That little L represents a left tab stop. A left tab stop means that everything will align on the left-hand side. I'm going to set a left-hand tab stop at the 1. You can see that it's set by clicking on the 1 one time. There's a little L on my ruler. To select a different type of tab stop, I click over on the left-hand side, and the upside down T means that it's a center tab. I am going to select a center tab at the 3-point mark on the ruler. Again, if I come over here and I have a backwards L, this represents a right hand tab stop. That means that everything will align on the right hand side. I'm going to set that at the 5. The other most common used tab is a decimal tab. The decimal tab is used for numbers and money and will align everything up to the decimal point regardless of how small or how big the number is. Again, to choose that, I just come over here, click one time, and it looks like the center tab, except if you notice there is a little dot on the right hand side of the vertical line. I'm going to set that at 5.5, which is halfway between 5 and 6 inches on my ruler. Now that I have set my tabs, I can actually type information that I want. So, for example, we will type my first name, and to move it, I don't want to hit the space bar. I want to hit the tab. And notice how my cursor now is in line with the 1 on the ruler. Okay, I can show you that I use tab by putting on my show hide button. Now, many students do not like the show hide. However, as a teaching tool, it is very useful so that I can see what mistakes might have been made. So here I will type in my middle name and I will hit tab. And now again, it has moved to the 3. And here I will type my last name. And you will notice that this time it is centered over the 3. Okay. If I tab for the 3rd time, it sets me up to the 5. And here I will put my occupation of teacher. And again, notice how everything moves to the left-hand side because it cannot go further than the 5. Everything will align at that 5. And then if I click over to the decimal tab, I could write in my age, my salary, my height, and it will set to the decimal. For this, I am going to do my height in inches, therefore you'll be able to see the decimal. It took me a while to figure out what my actual height was in inches, and I don't even think this is correct, but for demonstration purposes, this will work. Okay, I'm going to hit enter or return, and it will bring me right underneath my name, and this time I will do my daughter's name. Again, notice how it aligns with what the tabs have been set at. And see, on this decimal, you will notice that everything lines up with the decimal point regardless of having more digits on the right or the left hand side. Okay, I will do one more example, this time with my son. And I will use my maiden name this time, just so that you get a different aspect of that centering. And you will notice that everything lines up on the left hand side, centered, right hand side, and at the decimal point. And that is exactly what decimals are, tabs are supposed to do. In the next lesson, we'll talk about another way of setting your tabs.